Here's a little light of mine that I would never dare to find if you and I didn't collide.
All I wanna do is say
you've taken me by surprise. You brought me back to life. You didn't even have to try.
all I wanna do is say
yeah, I'm flying away to the birds in LA and I won't be back. But I promise to you that the miles in between us will never change. The nights we stayed up, it felt okay. Turning to love a million days wouldn't be enough, so I can't stay.
all I wanna do is say all I wanna do is say
every time I say goodbye, missing you is hard to hide, but baby it's worth the price.
all I wanna do is say
With confidence in your eyes, you've taken off my disguise. I'll never leave that behind.
all I wanna do is say
yeah, I'm flying away to the birds in LA and it hurts so bad. But I promise to you that the miles in between us will never change. The nights we stayed up, it felt okay. Turning to love a million days wouldn't be enough, so I can't stay.
all I wanna do is say all I wanna do is say
I wish that I could stay. Stop counting down the days. How bittersweet to say. I wish that I could stay.
all I wanna do is say
All I wanna do is stay. But nothing will ever change. The nights we stayed up, it felt our pain. Turn into love a million days wouldn't be enough, so I can't stay.
all I wanna do is say all I wanna do is say all I wanna do is say send my heart into the sound, slowly drifting into your arms. It blows away in new directions. It's your turn to know something that is real. The Milky Way, I feel you standing. You're the weakness that I find, and now the way to
come back, yeah.
No, I can't. No, this is too tough. We have been here for 8 weeks. Of course, this is the season 2, and one more time, this is gonna be the last stream for me. But for him, there's still gonna be some PUBG to be casted, and this is quite the season that we had, right?
Yeah. So once again, I'm me. That's
Doesn't
me. The name's somewhere below.
Mine is here. No.
So we're gonna have 2 days, 2 games. Stop!
Yes.
It's jumping now towards me.
Yep.
We're going to have 2 more days.
Yes, exactly. It's a bit tough to grasp that concept that we're only gonna have 2 more games, and that is it for the season 2 regulation at least. Before that, of course, type in the chat #VOL just to win the giveaway. And of course, this has been such a ride. I have loved almost every second of it. Of course, yesterday there was a pretty interesting game.
We had a few pretty interesting games yesterday.
Well, yeah.
To be completely honest with you. First of all, Žalgiris with a very solid stomp against Aston eSports. Then we saw the circus of Volsung playing against Skinlords Red, and an excellent performance coming out from Team Red Eye playing against Mighty Wolves and actually securing the victory there. So we were both, well, I'm sorry, but kind of doubting them, and well, they did manage to sneak in an upset. So happy days for them here. In general, though, today we're going to see 2 matches of the week. One is picked by Gekons, our main admin for the CSGO discipline, and that is going to be in the form of Autoclutch playing against Lithuania, the first game today, and it's going to be played on the map of Dust 2, so that should be an interesting sight to behold, and also a little bit of a, well, sort of a sneak preview into the semi-finals that are going to be played, as both of these teams are in the top 4, and accordingly you can at least get a glimpse in case if you will not be there present in Estonia or will not be watching the stream.
Exactly, but if you want to be present in Estonia, type in the... no, don't type anything in the chat.
Now you can just type in the chat that you're going to be present in Estonia.
Exactly, and how can you do that? You go to HyperTown.pro and get the tickets for the HyperTown Tallin Festival. It's going to be held in Saku, Suurhall on 20th and 21st of October.
Yeah, and the second game of today is going to be played between EU, Estonia and AYN.
That should be a super fun one.
Yeah, that's actually my pick of the week. As I already said, a 95% domestic duel. As we do have, Yuri is from
90% then, not 95. 90.
Oh, the math is off after 8 weeks as well.
Yes.
Anyway, yeah, 90% domestic duel. So yeah, Yuri is from Netherlands, to my understanding. So still should be an interesting match. Those are also 2 of the teams that it's kind of hard to place in the standings. We talk about that quite a few times here already.
How many points does Lithuania have? Let's check out standings. I want to see if there's still a possibility for Lithuania to take that top spot. As you can see, eSports have played every single game, so they have 40 points. And if Lithuania win this one, they're going to be taking the first position, if I'm not mistaken. Because they have 38 points, 3 points for a victory. That means they're going to be put at 41, and they will choose their enemy.
Oh. Okay, well, still for eSports, it probably doesn't change much.
Yeah,
they probably not going to be, how did the meme go? Shooketh too much. And accordingly, probably don't really care as to who they start off against. Though, playing against Volsung, we did saw here in the regular season on Overpass, it actually went into overtime. That was like a 19-16 game. Did eventually go in favor of eSports, if I recall correctly.
Yep.
So,
but one thing is, like, I think Volsung is one of those teams. Of course, eSports as well, but Volsung, they have such an energy in LAN events. I feel like
LAN events is definitely a different story. Not the story that we saw yesterday.
And if in online they can go into the overtime against eSports, it's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, and of course emotions should be on high levels.
Exactly.
A bit also preview about the end of the stream, perhaps you would like to clarify just why people should stick around for this stream, because you can see my enthusiasm is already shining through.
Yep, I'm very happy because, of course, I am the winner after these 8 weeks in prediction game. We only won... Okay, I believe you win it as well this week. Because your predictions were on point, my predictions were pretty...
Yeah, I actually stopped counting after yesterday.
Yeah, but he wins this week, and he won 1 week as well. But I won the rest, and we had, I believe, 2 ties in the process there as well. Yeah. Maybe 3. So yeah, and there's going to be a treat for you there in the end.
Nice choice of words.
As V is going to be punished for not knowing Baltic region. Because, come on.
Triggered.
Yes, exactly. But, of course, that's going to happen after AYN and EU Estonia, so be sure not to miss it. We're going to give a little bit of recap of everything, and then, of course, you're going to get it.
Thanks.
Yes, exactly. But let's talk about the first game that we're going to see. A sneak preview of the finals, Lithuania against Autoclutch.
Semi-finals.
Yes, of course. And then we're going to see on the side of Lithuania, Karkas, Akas, Butters, Boo, and Lamby.
And on the side of Autoclutch, we're going to see Stig, Toista, Filebochetti, and Sikta.
We know that Autoclutch, there were some players, I believe, Stig, Doista, and Fileba did play in Vortex, the lineup that got into the, I believe they were in the 3rd position there at the end of Season 1.
Yeah.
So they have played there, but of course they got stumped 2-0 by, I think it was, at the time, Skinlords. Skinlords won against them because it was Lithuania playing against Malco, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So for Autoclutch, of course, this territory is known, but Lithuania, it's such a tough opponent.
And we've seen them play on Dust 2 before.
Yeah.
And it's quite a scary sight to behold for the opponents for sure here. So I'm actually also interested and would be, well, they're probably actually not going to show this Autoclutch now if they have studied the map.
Well, yeah, it doesn't change too. Like here, it's more about do you want to get that first position or do you want to keep some strats to yourself? But as well, I think even without some of those strats that they have prepared, they can still take Autoclutch.
Well, as we've seen so many times before, Lithuania just takes a few players to really be on point.
Yeah.
And there's no need for any strats as long as those off shots are not going to be missing. And of course, as well, the rifle headshots, especially on the terrorist side here as well. Having that AK advantage, there's so many mid-range battles as well.
Yep.
And an instant headshot coming out from the terrorist, and you just always feels a bit devastated on the CT side. And on Dust 2, where rotations need to be in the correct timings, and also correct in their essence, as if you're not going to have enough amount of information in order for you to judge on the CT side if this is the time where you actually rotate or no, the whole of the round can essentially just be won or lost off the back of how the rotations are played from the CT side itself. And sometimes even like the terrorist round is not that good, but because CTs overthink the round or just, I don't know, get a sense of something else happening than what reality is showing us on, say, the radar or on the map in general, then quite often terrorists just win the round off of CT mistakes. And it's quite punishing as well here, because on Dust 2, being on the terrorist side, I mean, you have so many options as to how you can play out the round, especially off the fact that Dust 2 is probably one of the maps that is quite unique in that sense that every single round could essentially start off the same way.
Yeah.
And then afterwards you can adjust. Like the only other few maps I can think of would be probably like Inferno on the T side could in theory be played like that, but usually CTs really pick it apart quickly by finding the correct timings when to push. And the other map was just had it in my head. Cash, sort of.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
But like the CTs kind of give it away as to how many players they have in middle.
Yeah.
So it's a bit on the edge there. So Dust 2 is unique in that sense because you can always just start off with default and just by adding just small variations to the actual round, the whole of the round can completely change. I would still like to see for either side whoever is going to be playing on the T side, and I've said this so many times before, but yet again, stronger mid presence coming out of these teams, more smokes towards the CT or to the left hand side, or even on both sides, and just use flashbangs and make the CTs believe that someone has pushed out, either is hiding behind those smokes or has pushed through. There's obviously going to be information gathering, and that gives opportunities for the terrorists to strike actually onto one of the sides.
If I remember correctly, we saw how Lithuania played Dust 2, and they were super aggressive. They're pushing lower tunnels through the smokes and everything else.
Yeah,
always catching up players in upper there. And the players that I want to call out, I'm going to instantly say for Lithuania, Butters. Last time we saw Dust 2 here that they played, Butters had around 30 kills there, and he was just a presence around the map all the time, towards B, towards middle, towards the A side. He was just unstoppable.
Yeah, on the side of Auto Clutch, I think Steak is a factor, because like whenever he's missing from the map, it always feels like Auto Clutch are losing like quite an impactful force, and as long as he's on par, I feel like the rest are able to follow up.
He is the in-game leader for the side of Auto Clutch as well. One thing I want to ask you, is it easier to call those shots in-game as an in-game leader while you're alive or while you're dead, seeing what everyone is doing?
It's really the team's preference. Like usually the teams that I have played in, for most of them, the deal was that if the in-game leader dies off, the remaining players need to make the calls between themselves.
Okay.
One of the huge reasons why is in order for them to also to pay more attention as to what is happening on the map. That gives you positive traits for the future, and also you individually will start to recognize the opponent's game style more, or you're going to start to pay more attention as to what they are doing.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, you can serve as a valuable input for your in-game leader. So like an example would be, say, you've played a few rounds within a match, and then very quickly, like somebody, say, while playing a default round, somebody's heading towards a single direction, and he has like a 90% or 100% valid information about the positioning or a certain action that the opponent does in that specific location, and therefore the in-game leader can afterwards decide if they can deal with this player very early on, because they have enough amount of information to try and retake that position first, instantly offering you a man advantage very early on in the round. So that's like one of the examples, but in order for most players playing in this level to recognize those small mistakes that the opponents are making, and that's also one of the reasons why I say try not to fall into a pattern of the things that you do, then accordingly you will be a lot more helpful for your in-game leader. And also for the in-game leader, sometimes it's extremely hard for you to early on, like becoming an in-game leader, to really grasp and understand what's happening on the map, because probably one of the last teams I played in, considered a team, was the first time when I actually became an in-game leader. So for the better half of my CSGO experience, I've played as a support player. And so for me, like always, the main job was pretty much to make sure that either my opera or my teammate is safe in those situations, where he's going to be going for a peek, or make sure he's going to have a flashbang, or make sure that I'm going to be ready to trade in case he goes down, or so on. So that always, from day one, pretty much put me in a position where I had to constantly follow what's happening on the map. And off the back of that is probably why I learned CES, or the way how the game goes, from like a slightly different perspective than many others, because most people play as like riflers, entryers, or so on. So I had that role already from the beginning, like designated specifically, and then afterwards it was, I believe that is one of the reasons what helped me to transfer becoming an in-game leader, but still having all that information. Like the very first games, they were just horrible, because I couldn't perform at all. You put all your mental force into trying to understand what's happening on the map, and that's also a lot of the times why you see the in-game leaders being on the bottom of the scoreboard. So like say, for a very long time on the side of Na'Vi, Zeus was being flamed for like not fragging, when he was the guy just sitting and being the brains behind the operation. And you can see how the whole machine works. He had 4 strong rifles at the time that were could be let loose at any point in time. All you need to do was tell them when to do what and how, and like it was done. So from that sense, it's like, yet again, a stick with two ends, how to approach it. I mean, at the same time, other times, like being in the perspective of an in-game leader, of course, most of them are going to tell you within the match, if they have died, what sort of actions you should take. But it's also about, I feel like, from one point of view of just gaining the trust of your teammates as well, and also showing that you trust them to make the decision, because you know that they should be capable of doing that either way. They're going to have situations where they're going to need to deal with a certain player or with the situation between themselves anyway.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like it's a very deep topic.
Yeah,
For discussion, and there's a lot of theory crafting involved into it, and it's more about what sort of game style you're going for, and like how the team feels in general.
Exactly. So now let's see the knife round between AutoClutch and Lithuania. As now 3 players alive, only Toyster remains here, and he should go down any moment now, and he will. So Lithuania, we've seen that on terrorist side, they are pretty crazy with their stuff. And which side they're gonna stay on? Is it gonna be... No, they switch, so they're gonna start on the CT side.
Okay.
Or what kind of information can get out from that?
Well, see, Dust 2, for anyone who's experienced enough, they know that it should be a terrorist-sided map.
Yeah.
For the better half. And so, for Lithuania, if they're going to be able to start off with a solid hold here on the CT side, then in the minds of AutoClutch is like, okay, so what the hell are they going to bring out on the terrorist side? And also for CT is like, they don't really need to force anything here. They are fighting for the first position right now, and in order for them to choose their opponent, Butter's already here trying to put down a few lucky shots through that smoke, as AutoClutch players are going to be walking up short. Carcass here might come out.
He
doesn't
doesn't
take down.
Lamby can't even find one kill. That Molotov doesn't help them enough. It's going to be middle Butters finding Sifta on the back lines, and now Akos has to go huge as the players are rushing out, but they're just such a little pixel to shoot at that situation. And here in the middle, will it be Fileba taken down? It will be Fileba taken down. Boo, and only Akos remains here, 1v4. How quickly things change, and AutoClutch, very good approach here in the first round. And one more thing, I think Chetty is now out and Krasner is in. If I'm not mistaken, because Krasner is playing for AutoClutch.
We have a... What?
Well, I didn't see a stand-in anywhere, like written down or anything else, but Krasner is there. I think it's Krasner. It should be.
Okay.
He could be standing in only just for the
I'll
game.
see if I can verify that info.
Exactly. So now Lithuania, since they lost the first round, now they're on eco, and they went quickly for the long, 4 players. So expecting AutoClutch to push fast out, which is sometimes the thing you do in the second round, but not this time, as Philip is now going to look for the lucky shot, and he's going to find it. Carcass is going to go down. No luck for him this round. And I feel like if AutoClutch, if they put enough pressure on Lithuania early on like this, I feel like Lithuania can crumble a little bit. It's going to be a really close game, as we didn't say the predictions for this one.
Yeah, so...
Well, I'm going to say it's going to be Lithuania still taking this one. But it's going to be like 16-13, 16-12 kind of scoreline.
Okay, so indeed there has been a lineup change. So Krasner has joined AutoClutch here. To my understanding, Chetty potentially might not make it to the finals, so they've made a timely change here. And as well, this is going to be a very good warm-up game for Krasner playing against Lithuania. So now...
If I'm not mistaken, Krasner was playing in the Season 1 finals with Vortex. So this is his whole team.
Yeah, that should be the case.
This is all team, so everything is in place.
Okay, well, cool. I mean, the chemistry is probably there.
Yeah,
Just the fact that he's dead already does not indicate anything.
Yeah, because he was shot through a ball by Butters.
Yeah, exactly. Lamby might just spot the headshots here. Drops down Doister to 10 HP, as both Butters and Aikas will find the kills here. Doister being extremely low. Lithuania have a very good chance of running away with this one. But Stikta!
What was that there in the end? The kill against Akos. Akos was jumping and he was almost like behind the wall. And like that instant, Stikta gets the kill and then the rest too. Very good job. It feels like they very quickly understand Lithuania, what they're doing, where are their positions, as they push only. And it's as well, when you have that player in like CT, and like he's running towards the A side, if the player's on short, they hear how many players are running in there.
Oh, with the peek towards long, Stikta already has found Aikas. Lamby also spotting a few of those players there, will instantly fall back. In the meantime, Butters, with the help of his teammate, was able to find a kill towards Krasner yet again. So, unfortunate start for him now. Fileba in the pit is just going to act probably as a distraction to see if they can split into this site. But it's actually already completely stacked by Lithuania players here. Carcass as well with the peek will spot 2 players there. Lamby as well there to help out. But the AK's just come out way too impactful, as only Boo able to find a kill in that situation. And he will be taken down. Now Butters on 9 HP. is going to be probably looking for that AK, and Zdeek is already expecting it. Being on 59 HP though, still single bullet with the deagle, but Butters being on low HP, of course, will go down in that situation. So very quick 3 rounds for
And I already see a pattern that Lithuania might have a problem with in the finals. If teams are going to catch up on it, they all the time try to take control of the lower and even sometimes upper tunnels. And here, as you said, like Krasner instantly dies. Krasner is playing lower tunnels and he instantly gets shut down. So here the question is, either AutoClash are going to deal with that, as in putting more players towards that position, or will they kind of leave that position open?
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure that in the finals... Okay.
He got there undetected. Completely, nobody knew that, but instantly the players from A side and of course from B as well, Carcass did turn to find the players. But it's going to be a B push, and let's see, can Boo and Carcass get those frags? It's going to be Philebo with the shutdown. And he's going to be left. Oh no, that's Doista with 4 HP. Philip is still on 100, so the up at the moment is working out. But let's see for how long as Carcass. He can't spend too much, only with jumping. But as we can see, AutoClash are hiding pretty well. So the bomb's going to be planted in the default spot here.
And nobody's going to be retaking from tunnels as well. Sikta already knows about it and is passing the info that everyone is going to be coming in from outside. So these players inside, they're going to be ready for it, but weren't ready for that. As Butters pushing in here, finds 2 kills already here. Carcass able to find another one, and it's all going to be on Sikta here with the Galil in
the
hand.
other position, so he can deny the bomb plant, and he already spotted the player's head there, but he's going to get away with 79 HP. And he can still do this one. He's in such a good position. The bomb is going to be start to be in defuse. He's going to look for a kill, but Butters is going to save his teammate.
Oh, he's going to burn down, but he gets the round.
Yes, that was very close there. It's a disaster.
Oh, that was a very, like, backwards and forwards retake.
I feel the finals vibe, do you?
It's starting to show up. It's definitely starting to show up, and I feel like AutoClash also want have a point to prove here that they are not to be messed with or taken lightly.
Because against Volsung, AutoClash, they crumbled so hard.
Yeah,
they couldn't do anything here, and if they can show things against Lithuania, then I believe it's a really good situation for them.
And the buy as well in this round for Lithuania, because they bought so many deagles beforehand. You can see 3 FAMASs on their side. Yep. Not a lot of money left in reserve as the smoke comes through here for middle. Butters through that door will be able to put a bit more damage down onto Doista. Still on sold amount of HP, but Carcass needs only 1 bullet to take down Steak. And of course we'll be falling back to the site now as well.
And Sikta finding Butters even in CT as well. So Lithuania in this situation, Carcass started away from middle, knowing that the is up, being there with the op is pretty dangerous. As Butters tried to retake it, instantly shut down, and here Sikta as well heard the player, so they know that there's not going to be anyone in CT probably.
And also they have the information about the AVP player being towards B, so they know that there are going to be rifles on A with not enough utility. Boo not being able to find a headshot there. Lane B will also go down, so Carcass will need to save that AVP. There's already players pushing for CT spawn here, and Carcass, will he find the correct timing here when to peek? As the smoke fades, he tags him in the leg. That was Doist in that situation. Sikta now peeking. Actually, Krasner finds the crisp headshot there, leaving only Ikas alive as well. Question is, I don't think I would want to go for that AVP pickup in place of AutoClash. You can see as well, Krasner is just going to stay put and is going to make sure nobody picks it up. Probably is going to run towards the AVP at the very last seconds to make sure no funny stuff is coming out from Ikas here. And he's just stuck in pit with a FAMAS. So not picking up the AVP in this instance, whilst AutoClash might want it, it's not really that good of an idea because the next round is going to be a force buy coming out from Lithuania, and if they get hold of that AVP, it can all still crumble. It can still crumble with pistols, so they don't want to have any extra chance of losing this next following round.
They bought an op. Every theory craft that we just did, they just kind of shut it down. As
this is the reason why I lost the prediction game.
In a way, I can agree with you with this one.
Right, well...
But as well, they had the op beforehand, and Philebo was pretty okay with it. Although he lost it, they still find a use for it.
I mean, perhaps I'm just outdated in my beliefs about how the game should be approached.
Oh, okay.
Because, well... I'm just assuming that I'm right whenever I'm saying something, so...
That's very big from you, saying that you assume that maybe you're a bit outdated in the strats.
Well, I mean, it's just like... To me, it makes no sense.
But,
to them, maybe it makes perfect sense.
But now, like, open your head a bit and think, the op, that is going to be a force round and everything else. It's going to be pretty bad. But still, having that op in the middle to find those skills and everything else and that information as well. I think there is some pluses to it.
There are some pluses of finding the information towards middle, especially if they're going to go for B. They have the spawns for it, so like having these spawns as terrorists, you can go for that B as long as Filebo will be able to pass the information about how many players have crossed, and it's like very easy to say when you're pushing towards B in terms of what timings the CTs cross. Even like if they have to put a smoke down and only then jump across in terms of when you're going to be rushing into B, you're always going to have a good understanding where the opponent is going to be by the timing itself. It also feels kind of natural, like it's not even that hard to visualize in your head. So yes, well, in that sense, yeah, but like everyone's watching towards A, and well, Filebo has the spawn towards A long, so he's gonna probably go for that peak.
As well, but now I'm thinking about Lithuania in the second round. They did push towards long like 4 players just to make sure that the long quick push out would be okay. And here the question is, can you like count from the times? Can Boo get there in time?
Yeah, and that's also the thing. Like, if the AVP goes down and if Boo is not there instantly to trade, and if the CTs are pushing in that instance, like, it's still the AVP lost and your round potentially going away. So still, I still believe I'm right in this situation, but
I agree
perhaps I'm missing something or watching from a different point of view.
So Karkas came back and he grabbed the scout, and he has a pretty good spawn for long. I hope that he's going to go towards that position, and they're going to realize that that could be the case here. Because I think like in eco rounds, do you agree that in eco rounds you should have that presence quickly towards long and then rotate back, like in forced eco rounds?
It's like weird. I've on Dust 2 being on the CD side, as far as I've played, I feel like I've found the most success on eco round when you smoke off middle and actually boost 4 players up in short in order for them to push top middle, and then you just flash for them.
Yeah.
So that usually works out, because then normally you can get at least 1, maybe 2 kills here. So Karkas with the peak, not going to spot anything just yet. 3 players have gone towards a long on the side
hears
of
that.
Clutch.
They have that information. There are players towards long here, and instantly you can see the rotation. So Butters with the scout is going to try to hold that side, while Karkas with the scout is going to hold B sides. And here, this push towards short as well. So they are grabbing information pretty early on, Lithuania. Really like their position. Not only that.
Okay.
I was not expecting this to happen, as Butters is going to find a player, but you can see Filebo is peeking in slowly but surely as he's going to spot a player towards lower part of that A side, so in CT, and here he could potentially find a player, and he's going to find Butters. We haven't seen Filebo too much on the op. We usually see Steve definitely play that weapon. Yeah. Filebo is kind of the secondary opper, and here, the question is maybe they're switching something on.
Maybe they're just trying out something new, because, I mean, well, still, playing CSGO for that many hours, in terms of how many hours have these guys played it, you should be able to play with the AVP, at least in some situations. Maybe now gives away his position with that CZ. Oh my god! And even gets the falling back kill here. Now Zeke was able to instantly take him down, and Boo actually might come out here with another kill for him as he peeks, but just a bit too soon, as now Ikas yet again finding a kill in that situation. Flashbang for long will peek instantly. Back catches out Filebo in the open, so it's all falling apart for them here as Steak, last man standing, does suspect the 4 Karkas to be here, is going to be able to find that kill, will be able to smoke off as well. Question is, are there any gaps? Oh my god,
he's going to push forward! And what is happening? He runs out of bullets, but he still finds the kill with a Glock.
Oh, that was awkward as hell.
Yes. The fact that Filebo lost the op there, and at that stage where they got only on 2 players, I was like, yeah, the op was a mistake. It didn't do anything in that round. And oh my goodness, and I don't know if that was like Zeke just doing a great job by pushing through that smoke.
He took a risk.
Yes.
He took a risk, and
he was so lucky.
That was like one of the biggest jackpots I've seen in this season, as of course finding the timing where the op goes into reload. So Lamby actually has found a kill here, and Karkas as well, being extremely close, looking for that op pickup here, will be picking it up, goes for the kill, gets it as well. 2 players have gone down still in the meantime on the side of Lithuania, but Karkas has the AVP in hand, and Ikas still with the Deagle can definitely be an impactful force. He's going to be hiding away behind this car. There is no Molotovs available. Doist as well, not going to spot anything, and he's the only man on the side here. He checks it.
And Karkas gives away his position by running, and the op is lost, and auto clutch 6-1 against Lithuania. And although this is quite weird thing to see, because Lithuania, you see them kind of like stressing a bit, and the calls are a bit too fast, I think, like rushed. And for auto clutch,
yeah, it feels a bit panicky for them.
Yeah,
Not much, but just enough in order for them to make crucial timing mistakes.
Yeah.
It's not like about the play itself, but it's about the timing of it.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
they're going to be running through that Molotov. I'm going to extinguish it with the smoke, and instantly 2 kills come in on the B side. That's completely open. And yet again, Lithuania already should be saving at this stage. They have 3 rifles. They don't have any money here.
Yeah.
So really, just hold on to what you have. Swallow this round down alongside with your pride. If you have any remaining,
Swallow
being
those
1 to
7
6.
rounds, those
Yeah,
7
and
rounds.
auto clutch are going to be on 7 rounds here as well. And yet again shows why being on Dust 2 on the terrace side is never a bad thing. Like,
Yeah.
I know a lot of players are like, oh, we're going to start on the T side again. And
What do you think? Okay,
It's not that
Lithuania,
bad.
since they started on CT side, how many rounds do you think they need to perform pretty well on the T side? As it seems, auto clutch could definitely rack up at least 10 rounds here. At least.
I think it's doable for Lithuania starting with 4 if they're able to
Okay.
pick up the first round.
Yeah, yeah.
I
that,
feel
of
like
course,
that's
always
like the
important.
bare minimum for them here in terms of how the game is going currently.
Yes.
But as well on the side of Lithuania, Boo, 1 frag.
Yeah, he has been quiet. Maybe they need to get their economy back on, and I think double up setup will probably bring Boo back.
Yeah, and again, like Dust 2 as well is one of those maps where you always being on the CT side need a lot of utility, because there's
Yeah.
pretty much most of the time being on the CT side you will probably find yourself being in a retake position.
Yeah.
The terrorists should be able to at least push through the sites, so also retakes is something that, retakes in general should be practiced for, but in Dust 2 they come extremely handy if you know how
Yeah.
you're going to retake the site, being on the CT side, and then afterwards, again, you can just work on your timing.
And you have to be decisive as well where you use that utility, as there are just so many angles that terrorists can push from. And like having put down like early smokes and then just auto clutch putting down their smokes and getting it's gonna be pretty tough as here as well. Like Flash comes in, City pushes in, gets Carcass, instantly backs off. Nothing else needs to be done. As Zykas has taken a bit more aggressive position, but Butters, the guy I was talking about, he is at the moment top fragging for his team. You can see it here.
And that's the bomb as well, so he's just going to be peeking towards this gap, and Doista, what a headshot coming out from him here, was left on 12 HP, but doesn't matter, gives the man advantage for him. And still being on low HP, he could act as a distraction, just go be the first man entering the site, try to take all the bullets and the crosshair placement towards him and make sure that his team can do the job. Boo as well with this position, I really like that. Flashbang comes through, doesn't get flashed, is able to get the kill, gets the transfer as well, and even stays alive with this flashbang, might just find another kill, peaks just a half a second too fast, if even that. I feel like even a quarter of a second would have worked out great for him. So it is going to be a 2v2 retake here. Bomb has been planted. Yet again, Doista still remaining on low HP, and Steak as well. Peeking for this info. Still has a Molotov available. Oh, and Doista has found the AVP. And this instantly becomes a lot more difficult now for Lithuania to retake it with the Molotov in hand as well. I believe Steak just heard both of these players, so he knows both are there. Doista peeking towards the window. Steak, of course, will pick up the next following now. So, Auto Clutch yet again managed to secure a round of.
And here, what I want to say, if Lithuania really want to win those rounds, you can't really see it on the map, because when there was an aggression towards middle, so Lithuania knew that there were players in middle. Akas heard, I believe that was Seek, running away from A long, and there was one more player on A side, and even then, no rotations were called for help, and no one even went towards middle. But here, that's why they don't need it, because Carcass is there.
Well, Carcass has found the kill, but question is how many people did he spot towards short? There's so many flashbangs, so many grenades are coming through here. Lane B in a very unfavorable position. The flashbangs are helpful, but how much more can he stay alive? As already, I'm not too sure which player is that peeking towards that ramp. It's actually going to be Steak finding the kill. Butters also gets tagged up extremely.
Yeah.
They have 2 AVPs and already a retake situation here happening. They're going to be pushed back from
Lane
these
B,
sites.
in a way, just helped here Auto Clutch, because he dropped down that smoke, and
Oh,
here...
that boost above the smoke. Who the hell expects that?
Probably no one, as we saw. They got the kill, but Boo one more time on the retake now is going to look for the kill, but instantly Phil Lebo with his shot back, as we can see Carcass looking for the shots. He's going to find 2. Cross, their only guy remaining. He is in the side. He has to hide from both angles. But there is no time for defuse. As Carcass is going to run in, and it's Cross there. The new addition shows that he is now a really strong part of our clutch. And 9-1. Oh my goodness. The only time we have seen Lithuania at this kind of a bad situation was against VAS Sports.
Yeah, complete poggers.
Yeah, I have no idea. How is it like coming into this game? I never thought that this could be the scoreline, because seeing how our clutch played against Volsung and how easy it felt for Volsung to do those things.
Well, again, this is a matter of our Lithuania trying something new. Like, perhaps they've just gone for like a different kind of approach. Perhaps they're okay, because, well, perhaps they're okay with most likely playing against Volsung in the semi-finals.
Yeah.
As for whoever is in the first position, they will get to choose their opponent.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? So if Vostopus is going to be winning, they probably will want to face off Auto Clutch.
But after this game, maybe they will change their minds. Last time as well.
I mean, let's be honest here. Auto Clutch probably is the best pick out of the remaining 3 teams.
It kind of is. It kind of is. In Season 1 as well, VAS Sports picked Vortex, which is, of course, the Auto Clutch team.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's going to be the case.
Well, Lameby here, with that CZ, is going to be looking to find any sort of rifle he could pick up. He's going to be deleted off the map. Only Ikas remaining here, gets the headshot, but, of course, will be traded. So, 10-1. So far, quite one-sided for Lithuania. And as already said, it was just off the back very early on. They had very little economy, and it all started with them buying to those Deagles.
Yeah, they were really hoping on those eco round victories. But against Auto Clutch in this kind of form, oh, that's not possible. And Carcass even goes for the glass cannon. The glass cannon, of course, is the op without the armor. And here, no luck towards middle, as Six is going to get pushed back by the incendiary grenade. So now let's see, as Carcass still staying in this position. Last time he got the kill, and that kind of helped Lithuania to grasp the game, at least that round, for a bit. Whereas, well, Auto Clutch, the team chemistry, I feel like, with the addition of Krasner, has now, like, it's complete.
Like, maybe
it's
they
perfect.
have better relationships, like, within the game with Krasner than with Chetty. Like, perhaps the comms are just better, or they just, like, have, what do you say, usually, like, nostalgia.
Yeah,
and
as well.
They're like, oh, the good old times.
But how long then will nostalgia be there?
Well, they have another few weeks.
They do. Although the HyperTown Talent Festival is going to happen after 2 weeks, basically.
Yeah.
After 2 weeks, we're already going to pack our bags to go to Tallin.
Bags? Oh, probably should take a bag. Well,
something at least.
A bag of something.
A bag of something, exactly. So now let's see. So 5 players alive on the side of Lithuania. Let's see how this one's gonna work out. Does Akis perfect flashbang? But I believe that came from Butters from middle. And as we can see, Akis has just found 2. Butters gonna look for the 3rd one. And he's gonna find it. And only 6 remains. Boo with the kill. And finally, it looked like Lithuania did have everything there in store. But this as well could be just like a bad call from Auto Clutch, running into the wrong players at the wrong time.
Yeah. So
you can't tell too much.
Well, Lithuania here absolutely must pick up this round yet again, as you all very well already know that if they lose this one, their economy is going to be fully reset yet again. And having so many expensive goodies on their side, luckily they do have that one AK picked up, so that's like a rifle buy saved for them. Probably the situation would be a lot worse. So they're going to be looking towards short here. Will not spot anything just yet as well. And Lithuania, they are not playing the CD side we've seen before. Like, the aggression has been toned down.
Exactly, and I don't know why. Because every time they pushed into the lower tunnel, they always got Krasner there, right? Then when they started losing, they stopped that, and now they hadn't even tried it for once to grab that middle control, which was so good for them in the previous games.
Yeah, and also always like being on the terrorist side, as if you as CTs, oh my god, how the hell did that not land completely?
I believe that land, yeah, but not completely. So 17 HP left on Philebus. He's gonna try his luck one more time, maybe against Karkab. Is gonna be the other guy pushing in, and now they can make the move as Karkas. A flick against Sikta, and one more player towards short, Delita there. So they might push into the middle, but as well, Karkas rotates away from middle, and instantly Butters is in that spot. Now the question is, okay, can he hit the shots? And he can, but Seek is going to come now into the middle. He's going to find him, so it looks like he's going to be pushed towards A site. And I want to know how much Akis hears in this scenario. It doesn't feel like they were too loud. Maybe Krasner did jump there while he was running towards short. So this could be an information passed on to other players of Lithuania, as Lameby is now going to look for the defense here.
Yeah, with that flashbang is going to delay the push for a brief second. Still 15 seconds on the clock here, so they just need to find lane B in order for them to plant. That's exactly what's going to happen now as Krasner. And oh my god, Ikas with the peak will get the kill onto Steak.
He damages them both, as now Karka's pretty close with the AK. He can find one, and the other one shouldn't be an issue, but Krasner is going to win in that duel, and Boo at the end is going to save the day. Since he has quite enough time, he's going to grab the op, and then going to go defuse the bomb.
Yeah, so for Lithuania here, it's weird. Like I feel like there's at such a slow pace that they're probably not even used to playing at this pace themselves. Like in general, they do tend to play aggressively on either side they are on. So perhaps them being like, oh, let's just take this like calm and collectively. Perhaps they wanted to just play safe per se, and playing safe, you can see that somehow even starts to backstab them. And as well, of course, Autoclash now having the momentum on their side, undoubtedly I'm not going to feel pressured at all, already having 10 rounds on the terrorist side. Like on Dust 2, that's probably what, like, another ideal scenario for you. It's also like one of those maps where you see a lot of 8 to 7, 7 to 8 score lines, 9 to 6s and so on. 10 to 5 is also nothing too uncommon, but when you've gained 10 rounds on the terrorist T side on Dust 2, in my opinion, you've definitely done something a bit more than you usually see.
Yeah, and especially against Lithuania.
Yeah, well, against Lithuania, indeed. Big
props for Autoclash. Let's see, can they grab those last 2 rounds, or will it be Lithuania grabbing those 5 there at the end? There's now one more time, they're going to be slow, but as well, you said you want to see mid control, and every single round it's there.
And also, you really want to have at least one more round here, one for yourself, because if Lithuania finish off with 5 rounds, that's going to be like back-to-back rounds that they've gained, and that might serve as a really good confidence booster. And I feel like if that is going to be the case, they're going to bring out all-out aggression on the T side. Yeah,
exactly. That can be the case here. And let's see, Butters in this position. He's not being checked, and he doesn't even find a kill. Sikta wins it there in the end, and now let's see, can Akis find his player? He's gonna find Doista, but the push is gonna go towards short one more time. They definitely feel comfortable with that A side, as Lamby is gonna evade the flashbang, and he's now gonna look for the kills. But the second flashbang comes through, he's gonna find one, he's looking for the second, he's gonna find the second as well. That was, of course, Akis helping him out, as now Akis looking for the shots. He's gonna go down, and Lamby now has to reload, but the players are pushing forward. You can see Fileba, he knows where to look. It's gonna be 2v2 one more time. Boo with Carcass remain from the B side. One player from short, one player from CT.
Yeah, because of that smoke now, they still have 3 flashbangs available. Actually, Carcass will spot Steak through the smoke. There's Steak switching out the weapons, trying to change the position. Not really, well, they don't really know where Boo is currently. Still hasn't shown himself with these steps, and now with the jump, they know for sure. Fileba will find the first engagement here as Steak is going to be dropping Carcass, and that is going to be 11 to 3, and what might just be the momentum broken for Lithuania.
Yeah. This can even be 12 to 3, as we can see. The money situation on the side of Lithuania is almost non-existent.
Oh, and they do have the potential for a good old B rush. Like both Fileba and Steak did have the spawn, but they're actually going to go for A long. Yep. So flashbangs over here, and Butters is going to be in for a wild ride as that nade comes through. He finds almost 100 damage in total, and with the flashbangs from his teammates, Fileba, was that a jumping headshot with the AK, or was that someone else?
I hope that was someone else, but let's see. I'm not quite sure. As now they're going to push on forward. Carcass with the scout. He's going to be in pretty good position. He's going to fight the takedown. Fileba is looking for the headshot, but he can't find it. Lamby through the smoke can't find the kills as well. There are going to be 2 players now here. No one's going for the plan, but Sikta, he's in such a good position as he instantly finds Boo, and Lamby is going to go down there in the end. 12 to 3. What a half by Autoclash.
Yeah, was not... Good thing I didn't make any predictions.
Yeah.
Because, like, the number that I had in my mind was definitely not shown here. Yeah. So, yeah, I would like to believe that Lithuania are trying something different. Perhaps,
maybe like, they're trying to play like, oh, you're so good and we can't beat you, but let's meet into the semifinals and then we'll show you.
Well, like, that's one of the approaches. I don't know if they're doing it, like, perhaps on purpose, but if so, it would completely mess up your mind. Like, if you would come into the semis, be like, oh, it's Dust 2 again. We're going to play against Lithuania. We won. As I said, Adobu finds the entry onto Sikta there, so that's going to be already 1 man down. Not entirely sure why one of the CTs being pushed up so far up close didn't mean that Fileba was not peeking into lowers here. Was able to find a kill and also falls back too short. This position with the USB though, it's a bit a risky one. Like
definitely is, especially if they're gonna be four terrorists running on, but they're gonna run towards the B side. And instantly, Doist is gonna tag up player, but Carcass with the kill. As no one from the CT side can really help, Steak has to find all the kills, and you said he's gonna show up, and he will! He finds 2 headshots, has to reload, can't evade the bullets from Akas, but now Fileba comes in with the Glock, is gonna find Akas, and only Carcass remaining, and what a retake by Auto Clutch. And dare I call it quite potentially the game for Auto Clutch.
Yeah. Well, Steak, he did manage to find 2 kills in that situation, which is, well, like, it's not like the bare minimum that you need to do, but that's like optimal, and anything above is great.
Yeah.
So was able to do what was required for them, and therefore Autoclutch have secured this round as well. Boo taken down already towards A long. Butters will be able to retrieve that M4. Didn't manage to pick it up just yet, as Doista not managing to find the timing with that scout there. Carcass as well, and both actually Ikas have scouts on their on Lithuania's side. So still, this is any man's game. He spots the head somehow. Where did the bullet hit? Is that in the wall?
Well, then it should have been a headshot, but he's still gonna find it. Akas, what a shot. There's only now 6 is gonna be here. Steak as well has rotated towards the CT side. And here, Krasner is gonna get so much information. I believe he was hurt, but as they're gonna push out, it's gonna be Steak going down. Steak has to be really careful as he's gonna look for the shot against Akas, but Akas with that scout is pretty impressive.
I believe he saw him beforehand, and he's just making sure that Krasner is not gonna flank A long. And like, I mean, Autoclutch now.
Ooh, Butters. He was checking that CT position, and that was 60 going down. Krasner does find Carcass, but that's gonna be it. So, back-to-back rounds here at the second half, and I have to say, like Autoclutch instantly, the second round, what they did here, they smoked off middle and instantly pushed into the lower tunnel. So they're almost playing like we expected Lithuania to play.
Yeah, well, that was definitely a very Lithuanian-esque approach.
Yes.
And Steak actually gets a tag by a scout into the body, so he's going to be dropped down to 66 HP here. The boost into short, is that going to happen? Why is the USP on top and not the Deagle? Or is it a Deagle on top? Oh,
there
it is a
Deagle.
Okay, I just saw as... It looked like when he was jumping up, it was the USP in hand. I was like, what the...
No, see, it's going to be a long push, and that's going to be Fileba there. He has in hand CZ. And of course, I believe this position will be smoked off, the CT. Oh no, it's going to be deep CT smoke. So Fileba can still do something here. He's going to throw the smoke himself and has to be really careful as his teammates are going to rotate slowly, but he's already dropped down to 79 HP. And we can see Lithuania, they're still not pushing, they're still waiting. And sick that he can get so much information here. We can see Lameby is waiting for that backstab to happen.
Sikta, there's no more action happening. This is as far as you push right now. You need to make sure that you have the first engagement on A long before you can push out. And he finds the timing, is of course passing the information. Sees so many players, gets the tags in, but no kills. As now Fileba will be able to find one so far. Ikas taking down both Doista and Steak, leaves only Fileba alive, and he's going to go down as well. That is going to be Lithuania picking up their second round. So Autoclutch on the back foot here, and as well the scenario being on the CT side where you win the first round and lose the following ones is a pretty bad one, because even now if they go for a full eco, you can see that really Krasner is going to be the only man on any decent amount of money.
Exactly, and as well I think the op is very necessary for them early on as well. So I hope that there's going to be the pickup. As you can see, 4 players towards long. As Lameby has found the first kill, Lameby looking for the second, but Akas finds the rest too. As now Fileba is going to look for the lucky shots. He's going to tag the players up. He can't find it. He's going to find one, and he's going to leave Lameby only with 9 HP there.
Yes, almost got 2. Nice value for in terms of no investment into the round. And as you can see, for 4 players on this side of Autoclutch, is going to be very minimal utility. Krasner has the option of purchasing the AVP and will go for it. Question is, does it get passed on to Steak?
No, they're not passing it. I'm not quite sure as well. Like Krasner at the moment is on 9 kills, so I believe he's not feeling it till the end there, as Carcass has already found Steak in the middle. Okay, yeah. I think this is Lithuania now, showing that the first half was just very lucky for Autoclutch. As here, Steak the first, but he's gonna find 2, almost the third one, but Boo was on edge, and he's gonna find a kill, and Fileba is gonna win in this duel, so 2v2. And since Krasner is in the middle with the op, he can spot the players towards short, but he's not checking that position.
Yeah,
and Fileba now should hear it, that they're running towards short.
It doesn't look like he heard it,
Yep.
because otherwise he probably wouldn't be pushing right now this position. And as well, it makes it very awkward because Krasner is going to be on a long rotation. Filippo is already making his way, and now it is a... well, the bomb just went down, so obviously they know it's A. I was just about to say that if the bomb wouldn't have gone down there in that situation, Filippo probably would have also been tempted to check middle and make sure that they're not going to be pushing into B. Now, another re-smoke here. Filippo is going to give away his position. They really have only a grenade and a smoke to work with.
Have to be careful because the players have switched positions and they're going to look right at him as he's going to spot. Isaac was pre-firing that angle. He heard the noises. Now Carcass 1 against 2 with Deagle in his hands as he's going to find Krasner, and he has no idea where Filippo is. He just heard the guy and he's going to still play with the Deagle. He knows that the player is low and Filippo has to switch his position. Now the information is there as Filippo's going to look for the save, and it's not going to be the case as he's going to go down there in the end.
Yeah, at least no AVP retrieved on the side of Auto Clutch, so that's still good news for Lithuania. The amount of money they have is also pretty good. They still have that 3-player spawn towards B this round, so the question is, are they going to go for that push or no? As Ikas is getting, yet again, nope. But a good amount of aggression coming out from early from them, and it looks like it's going to be another stomp here towards A long. The grenade will find good damage here down onto Butters and Boo, as Ikas will find the peak. Looking for that adjustment, will be able to take care of Krasner. And now 4 people from Auto Clutch are going to be rotating over back towards A site. Still for Lithuania, pretty much everyone is going to go for that A long push, and they know that Auto Clutch are on pistols here, and I do agree with this A long take, as Steak miraculously was able to find lane B in that situation, whilst, who's that? Sikta has damaged his teammate somehow in this round?
Yeah, that could have been the case as well. And one thing that I want to point out is they have switched places completely. I feel like
it's a different pace right now.
Yeah, Auto Clutch as well. Of course, they did save enough money for the utility, but they are also forcing up those deagles and everything else, and kind of not wasting money there, but putting a lot of emphasis on those eco rounds.
Steak.
Oh, the grenade is gonna come out. Perfect grenade. Although it deals only 9 damage, and we can see it's gonna be only Doister remaining here. He did find 1. As Boo did take down Steak and here through the wall. No luck as Carcass has found a player from the behind lines, but does he know that there's still Krasner trying to find his timing as Doist is gonna burn down and he's gonna be killed out there in the end.
What was that push?
And as well, you can see now the confidence coming out from Lithuania. They have Carcass even waiting, checking if anyone's gonna push from the tunnels as well. They're really evening out the map. This is a comeback.
Like, they had 2 AVPs in their hand. Like, there's no reason for Doiste to push in that situation, especially knowing that they're not going to have a good amount of money on the next following round. So Sikta, of course, is going to try to hold on to this AVP. You can see already Carcass on the hunt here, but he's being hunted for, and this off angle by Krasner is going to come out victorious here, as Sikta also finds Butters in the process. That's 2 weapons down. Lane B finding the headshot onto Sikta, leaves only Krasner alive. He's going to be running towards A long to see if he can retrieve that AVP. He's going to peek, not spot anyone just yet. And of course, he's probably going to switch out to the AVP in the last second here. Does get to save the weapon, so at least the op for Auto Clutch here. But Lithuania already on 9 rounds.
Yeah, exactly. So now we are going to see them one more time go for the buy round, as Auto Clutch are one more time buying up those deagles, buying up those CZs. There is a utility, so they're definitely trying to grab the game back in these few rounds, as Doist is going to find 1 kill and instantly try to get back, as next in line Steak is going to go down. So I'm not quite sure why did they put Steak there back in, as all the last time they do get back and then try to play on from there. And here they don't gain as well too much information. Well, let's see. Maybe Boo can find 2 players towards middle, although it is Sikta pushing in middle as well. He's going to find the all players, so Carcass going down. Boo pushing in. He's going to find 2, but he can't find Sikta. That is short push from Lithuania stopped completely, as now we're going to see Butters with Akis at the moment. The 2 top fraggers for the side of Lithuania look for the answer here in this round.
So they don't have any smokes. They only have 2 Molotovs and a grenade. So you could potentially go for a B push with those Molotovs. Like, you can try Molotov out the platform and just eliminate that as an option. And as you're walking out, still though, okay, I would be amazed to see that would be exactly what's happening right now. That would be interesting.
I think they will do that. Maybe they're gonna move in without like any noise and try to surprise, but Sikta as well.
Noise? Noise.
Without any noise. Let's see, now Sick is missing the first shot and will be killed off there by Akis through the wall, as now Doista can't find the flick there.
And with the shot, his position was instantly given away and prompts Butters to really push here, so they're going to try and do this sort of pincer situation on Doista. Butters also has already found the timing when to push out here and knows that the player's card probably going to be close. Doista doesn't have any weaponry available for him. With the Molotov, he's going to flush him out of position, and they'll also be able to pick up the AVP. So Lithuania very quickly coming back into this, and you can see that for Auto Clutch, they cannot find the answers. There are no boosts so far towards middle, towards short, excuse me. There's also no real, other sort of boosts happening into middle where you can smoke off middle doors and boost up the smoke and peek towards short. A bit risky, but still possible.
Steak was tagged by Carcass one more time. Carcass is one of the best on grabbing a tags or even a kill from time to time through those double doors.
Yeah, with the Molotov as well here, Sikta is not going to get a lot of information. Grenades, a few grenades coming through here just to make sure that perhaps some lucky damage can be dealt. Another Molotov available for them, and even another one in the hands of
save. Save with 4 players left alive.
Yeah.
And here Carcass had the potential to move towards middle to find the kills, but of course they didn't read that Lee Auto Clutch will save this round at the end there.
And having the AVP in this position, that he's the one checking tunnels for you, not the player in tunnels, is extremely valuable, because then you have 4 people on the site, and it's just already having 3 on B bomb site, when you know that there are definitely 3 terrorist players on the B site, and you go for that retake, you are already playing in your head. It's like this. How the hell is this gonna happen? You already know that you need to get a bit lucky. Having 4 on the site is just it's not really worth it. We're gonna lose so much money trying to retake, and that's also the reason why Auto Clutch saved.
So, and now we can see 8 rounds in a row for Lithuania, and Auto Clutch, the best winning streak that they had on their T side was 7 rounds in a row. So here's all we can see, that they're not finding the answers against Lithuania's aggression here as well. And as well, they're not changing too much, although this kill is very valuable as Butter is going to go down. And you can see that the aggression towards long was shut down. So now they can leave 1 player here and instantly rotate 1 player towards middle or the B side and leave someone checking short.
I would have to rewatch it, but I'm pretty sure Butters didn't have the best spawn. So I'm not sure why he went for that peak. It's
confidence. After 8 rounds, I think the confidence does kick in.
Yeah, might just be.
Now let's see, Carcass with the up carefully trying to scout out if he can spot anyone towards middle. Luckily for him, no one's checking him from the B side. But of course, he doesn't know that. He's going to check that one as well. And Krasner in this position, he can grab, he can ask for help. And here Carcass, they baited out the player. That was just perfect, as they're going to smoke off middle. And that's kind of prompts as well, instantly Auto Clutch to think that this could be B split. As here, there are going to be 2 players trying to check mid control, and as well, Akis is still trying to find his lucky timing towards long.
Oh my god, and Sikta just barely misses the correct peak. Krasner here in this situation will find a kill, but Carcass instantly there to trade. He was already peeking towards CD spawn to see if anyone is going to be instantly pushing through now. These 2 terrorists in outside B need to be the first point of engagement before the bomb even gets to be on the B side here. Doist will be instantly taken down as well. In the meantime, Steak does find Carcass, but doesn't get the flashbang over the wall. Nice try though, but he really needs to find the correct angle, and with that jump, he did have an opportunity here, but Ikas's AK just way too strong, and now Sikta, single flashbang available for him. Just go for a higher flash probably in this situation and see if you can find these players now. Because there's a player in back platform, he's going to find these one-on-one engagements. Even gets onto the side to Ikas as well.
Ikas was looking at him for quite a long time.
Yeah, I was like, are you... Is it just me, or did that seem like a very long time? So 12-3 here, Lithuania bringing it back and giving us a peek as well as to why this was one of the matches of the week. Here in week 8.
After the last week, I'm not gonna talk. As Steak as well finds a kill through the wall there, and as we say, Auto Clutch are back on it. 5v3.
Yeah, this probably also widens the eyes of Lithuania within this round, same as it did for me, as Fileba finds Butters as well, and that leaves only Ikas in lane B, and it's very unlikely right now that they're actually going to come out in this top Krasner
did tag a player up, and Philip instantly with the flashbang, I believe, towards middle as Steek's gonna try to take control, but Sick has already pushed towards middle, and only Lameby remaining here. And with 4 players trying to kill you, it shouldn't be doable. At the moment we can see as well, Lameby with only 10 kills, so he as well is not performing to his standards here.
Yeah, for sure. He's going to go for that peak, and Steek, of course, will come out on top with the AVP. So Auto Clutch, bringing it back now.
Bringing it back a bit still.
Yet again.
They still have the money. They still have the money.
Danger territory, though.
Exactly.
Danger territory. So double AVP setup coming out from them. They have enough utility to deal with this. Also have 3 defuse kits. Like, it's all on good terms.
Oh, he didn't tag. It looked like he got the tag there into the players. Boo's gonna run into the A-long. I think this is just something that Lithuania wants to do. Grab that control no matter what. Like, if we're gonna lose player, okay, we're gonna play a bit differently after that, but we need to have a player in long.
You can see how much attention does this draw. All 3 players are still in A-long, and this is going to be prompting Lithuania to push out. Steek not taking the shot, and even if that wouldn't have meant anything.
And Boo came out just at the right time to find 2 kills. Oh my goodness.
I love this.
Yes, this was just such a great play there by Lithuania. Putting one more time now Auto Clutch on the save. They're not going to be able to buy next round. They're going to force, although no, they're going to go, I believe, for the 14-14 score and then try to get the game back.
Yeah, for Lithuania here as well, you can see that they're already hunting for these weapons and fully justified. They need to make sure that they get rid of every single one. Carcass already will go down. Krasner as well will find lane B, so only Ikas and Bull remaining here. Bull in a very nice position. Probably the enemy player is not going to be expecting this. As he spots the shoulder, will take down Krasner. That leaves only Phileb alive. His position was previously already known, and Ikas is just around the corner. Gets the no zoom in, goes for the peek, and will go down. Bull with 10 HP. The hero of the round gets rid of the last weapon and even gets to save it.
Yes, exactly. I already thought like Phileb, like even saving the op at that time, we can see the money wasn't too good, so they were not to force. Would that be him saving like the op for 2 rounds? Just like try to hide away from the terrorists?
Probably, yeah. He would just like play somewhere in far off in the back just to make sure he can continuously hold on to that weapon. Also, pleasant sight to see that Auto Clutch were very mindful that if they are going to go for too much of a buy in this round, they will lose just economy-wise.
Yeah.
So only a single deagle picked up on Philibba just because he had a bit more money than the other teammates. Now, they will hear this information about them being in tunnels.
And no one is in B sites. This is quite the odd situation. His Butters already is going to find Philibba, and he's going to look for the next one as well as he's looking for those taps. As Akis finds one in tunnels, Joyce will find a kill here with the P250. But has to be careful as he's already being pushed. And 2 players from T-Spawn as well. They're going to be lucky if they will manage to get like even 1 weapon save, but I don't think that's going to be the case.
Yeah, Sikta with this push will not spot anything. Carcass as well, quickly realizing nobody's on the site, so he needs to fall back here, and even lane B joins him just to make sure that, just in case, Carcass goes down, same as Sikta just did in lower tunnels, leaving only Krasner alive, that they will be able to secure that site. So Krasner going for that peek. Here's the player. Doesn't get the headshot in with the USP. Close range AK as well, devastating against no armor enemy players. So 14-14, scoreline equalized. Money terrible for Auto Clutch.
Yep, and Philibba still goes for that glass cannon. I want to see if Steek is as well is going to go for that glass cannon.
So Auto Clutch go for all in right now.
Yes, this definitely is all in.
And one more time, if Lithuania win this, they're going to be taking the first position in the standings, meaning that they will be able to choose their opponent. If Auto Clutch win, then it's eSports all the way.
Yeah. Exactly. So now let's see. As we remember, Carcass is gonna find a kill. What I want to say is we remember the scoreline after the first half was 12-3 in favor of Auto Clutch. Here we can see everything is evened out, and Sick is gonna go down as well. And this is just, I already can hear it that Lithuania is taking this.
Yeah, like Auto Clutch don't have any defuse kits as well in this situation. So if they are going to be saving, they're going to be going for overtime here. Doist seems to be the only man taking really any sort of aggressive approach, so he should really be falling back right now. Like, his teammates have gone away.
Yeah, if they want to have any kind of hope.
He's going to lose this weapon. No chance he's going to stay alive.
Ooh, Barter is even with 13 HP, so he even doesn't kill anyone off. Of course, Lithuania, their money situation is more than good. And as well, I'm going to see
And they're just pushing for these frags right now. They just want to get rid of these weapons again. Mainly that AVP that was in the hands of Philippe. And they're actually going to find him in the tunnels here. How many kills can he get? He actually almost lands a double kill as he's on low HP. It is going to be pushed from 2 directions. He's going to be taken down, leaving only Krasner alive here.
He's going to find AKs, but as well, as I said, Lithuania, they're not too scared about losing any of the weapons right now. For the past 3 rounds, they have all the time went to like ruin the economy of auto clutch, and huge plus for that. They have definitely done it, as now we're going to see 2 scouts, Deagle, M4, okay, at the end 2 Deagles, and although there is utility, still, so good has happened as they have picked up 3 auto snipers just to make sure that they kill someone in the middle, but it feels like auto clutch kind of knew that this bounce happened.
Yeah, well, it's quite often that this happens in Dust too, because like the chances of you getting a tag in for the player crossing over for B is so much higher as well. Butters already has made it across into tunnels, so I believe that is Philippe. Yeah, he was probably not ready for someone to be already over there, and Butters will find the eventual tap there. Philippe as well with that scout was able to deal almost 100 damage.
Almost. Sikta as well is now damaged. I believe that was tagged there from middle. But from who yes, Carcass with the op did find a tag into him. And as you can see, the mid control is going to be there. And if Sikta and Doista can't find, at least at this scenario, 3 kills even, then it should be over. Let's see. Lameby, the first guy potentially of contact, as they're going to run in. Steak is going to find a player in the tunnels, as we can see here. Sikta as well pushing out. Full flash. They're going to find 2. Can they find the third one?
Oh, this is overtime material.
No, but it shouldn't. It should be Lithuania taking this one. They are all on along here, and no one is. Sorry, they are on the A side, and no one is towards the A side at the moment. There's gonna be 1 player towards long. But they are checking it. Even 2 players are checking it. 6 is gonna look for the skills, but no Boo is gonna win in this duel. Cross there now with Steak for the retake. Both are coming out from the CT. Luckily for them, no one's checking him. But as well, the bomb is planted for long, and 2 players are on long. Carcass, even if he goes down, this still should be his. Oh, this is gonna be Krasner finding 2. Carcass missing the shot! Okay.
Overtime it is, Dust 2, here we go.
I was not even ready. I desperately want to see how Krasner killed those 2 players with the scout that easily.
Yeah.
Here as well, I want to see round difference for the side. How many round difference has VAS Sports and Lithuania, because they're gonna have, like, if Lithuania win it, they're gonna have the same score, so round difference is gonna make the difference.
Ah, indeed, yes.
They're gonna be both 30.
Definitely a turn of events that we were not expecting here.
Exactly.
And also props to AutoClutch, like, of course, huge play coming out from Krasner. They're picking up those 3 final kills. So we're gonna be looking for that.
Oh, yeah, VAS Sports take it there.
Yeah.
They do take it. They have 115 rounds plus Lithuania 88, and they're not gonna grab too many from this one. As Sikta is gonna find a kill. And now let's see how this is going to work out. As Grenades are gonna rain in, Steak still finds the kill. Both of the players, Sikta and Steak, finding them. As you can see, the aggression is not working out. And it is not even the aggression not working out. It's working out because AutoClutch are putting on the pressure here. They're the guys pushing and everything else, and Ikas will find a kill, but that's still the situation is 2-on-4.
Sikta might have just pushed it a bit too far in that situation, and now Ikas able to find Doista as well on long. Instantly a 2 versus 3 situation, and with these AKs it's very doable unless Philippe can do something about it. And Steak in this A site, please tell me that you do not peek way too early. Finds the correct timing, will find Ikas. No reason to peek the second time there. Boo will take him down and gets the kill onto Krasner. Hello.
This is situation 1-on-1. Although Philippe is the top fragger for the side of AutoClutch, Krasner last time did show up, and here him pushing towards long. If he would have been a bit more faster, he did slow down a bit, but now the bomb is going to be planted, and now let's see, can Philippe find the kill, as he should have an idea where the player is.
He has the defuse kit, no grenades to use as a distraction. Boo. This is where you start to feel uncomfortable.
Oh, he just heard it. Why, Philippe? Why? You had a free round there because Boo was checking the other angle. He had no idea you're going to come from long. And this just kind of ruins the situation now for AutoClutch. And let's see, will Boo win this one? No! Even with all the information that Boo had, still Philippe is victorious in that duel. And one more thing. Even though round difference is in favor of VAS Sports, because they won against Lithuania, they would still be at the top, even if Lithuania had bigger round difference.
Wait, so right, Just a moment. Let me try and understand.
I just said that. I just said that. You were not listening to me. I just said that. Even the round difference is in Vasport's favor. In their duel, it was Vasports who came out victorious, so they're still winning. It's they're still going to be first. It's going to be Krasner taking down 2 Fileba with the kill. And I'm saying this, we're talking about Lithuania winning, but can you see Lithuania winning in this kind of scenario as Autoclatch are turning it up here in the overtime?
Well, Autoclatch has already said they just probably have a point to prove here that they're not to be messed with. This is still a best of 1 though scenario, so the question is how would they act in a best of 3, as they will be able to secure the second round in the first overtime and the first half of the first overtime. That's really a mouthful, and even if you mix in Baltic Esports League Season 2, Week 8, Day 3, Game 1, Overtime 1, Half 1. This is where we're at right now.
Exactly.
It's been a long ride.
As well, indeed. And I love this so much from Lithuania, because since Autoclatch were so aggressive towards middle, towards long, they instantly decided they're going to put some player towards long just to know if they are pushing, and instantly push towards the B site. Knowing that quite potentially Autoclatch wouldn't have too much attention towards the side, and indeed it's not, as Butters only now finds the first kill. As Doist is moving through the smoke, he's gonna find one. He's not being checked. There is one player pushing out. It's gonna be Akers finding a kill. 2-on-2 situation. Can Sikta and Fileba do this one? The top frag guys for Autoclatch team as they're gonna move in, but the grenade is gonna kill all Fileba. And as Sikta moves in, he's gonna look for the kills, and he has no idea where to look for these players, as Akers is gonna win that in the end. So 16-17. The magical number that we're looking for, of course, is 19. So either going to be Autoclatch taking 2 rounds in a row, or will be Lithuania with 3 rounds in a row, or overtime number 2.
Well, whoever gets those 2 rounds, well, Lithuania need 3 here. So all 3 rounds on the side of CD. I mean, it's just so hard to predict how this is going to go. And they pick 3 AVPs, and Karkas comes out on top with only 1 on the side of Lithuania. Now this is the classical aggression we see coming out from him, and even gets the tag into Krasner. They're leaving down on 10 HP, but Fileba will be able to trade.
As well. And now we can see the smokes are coming through and everything else as Boo's trying to get in a bit better position, but what he's gonna hear that they're trying to fake this B site as the bomb is dropped down in T spawn. It's gonna be 3v4 situation, and quite potentially Boo can find a kill, but Doist is expecting this kind of aggression come out from Lithuania, and it will, but as the smoke fades instantly, it's going to be Boo backing off, but it's gonna be Butters finding the free kill towards Doist, but the push towards long from Autoclatch now as Lameby. How much information can he gather? He's gonna hear the grenades come towards the A site, and should now be careful as the players are already in there. And Sikta, can he find the kills?
Oh, the grenade. If only it would have been like a quarter of a second later. Now Sikta will spot the player towards CT, but the flashbang perfectly timed will give the opportunity for Boo to move ever so closer.
Exactly, and we can see as well, Krasner is checking the behind lines. Is going to look for the players. He's going to find Butters, only Lameby remaining with Boo. They both find kills, only Krasner remaining. The bomb is planted for him, and he's speaking out. He's going to miss the first opening shot. Has to be so careful about it. And the bomb at the end was not planted for him. This is going to be Lithuania grabbing the 17th round. As here, kind of, the CT side is more favorable in overtime.
Oh, so if Autoclatch just get a single round here, it's going to be overtime number 2.
It could, but there's still a chance for any of the teams to grab 2 rounds in a row.
Yes.
Let's wait for that.
Yes.
Will that happen?
Please.
That might just happen. Let's see. This time, no presence towards middle from Autoclatch, and Karkas instantly finds the player. As now Boo with Yob is gonna miss the first opening shot, and only now Karkas is gonna rotate. But there's gonna be 2 ops holding this side. Karkas still gonna find a kill. He's gonna find 1 more, so 3 kills for him. Only 2 players remain in the B side as he's looking for more, but he's alone. He was pushing in alone. It's gonna be 3v2, and now with these grenades, it's gonna be tougher and tougher to get in.
If he would have made the jump the first time, he would have gotten it. And now with that single man push, the double flashbangs are gonna come through. Krasner will find 1, leaving only Ikas alive. He gets the one-on-one engagement, looking for that transfer, failing to find the shots. Just yet knows the position.
6 bullets. Can he find a kill? There is still quite enough time, but Krasner comes out on top. 3 kills for him.
That's a painful loss.
Yeah, you as well. Like, these guys are so on point. You can see how they are moving everything else. They're so into the game.
And as well, the form of Autoclatch right now, something else on Dust 2.
Oh yeah. They did that. They did as well. Like they weren't going in one by one. That was, of course, the mistake there as Steak will find Carcass. So finally, auto clutch. As they have the first kill, they now have the chance to win here against Lithuania. As is going to find one and instantly Sikta with the trade. So they do have the trade potential as Sikta is going to try to make at least some presence towards there. Zykas pushed in Steak with a kill. Only Lameby with Boo remaining 2v4.
And because there's a smoke down in CT spawn, neither of the CT players currently know if anyone has pushed out or did they even manage to get into that smoke. The B bomb site has already been taken in Philippa. He's gonna go for it. He's gonna go for it. Juicy.
Only Lameby remaining. He's gonna find one kill, but he's gonna be taken down.
GG.
Auto clutch. Wow. Even with that knife kill and everything else, huge props. This was just one of the most intense games we've seen here in Season 2.
Well, definitely in the top 4 of intense games. Wow, I was just really thrown off by how intense it was. First, second, the form of auto clutch and how they actually approached the game. I really like to see this. Finally, them showing as well as to why they are in that 4th position. So, whilst yes, they had a really bumpy start, they managed to transfer into this sort of a second Estonian powerhouse. No other way to describe it. Like there's 2 Estonian teams in the top 4.
Exactly.
So I'm just speechless. A very pleasant CS on Dust 2. And this is also like how I normally vision Dust 2 games. So you can see that even like a 12-3 scoreline in the first half means nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Exactly.
You were asking how many rounds Lithuania need to come back into this. I was saying 4 should probably be enough. Even 3 was fine.
Even 3. Okay, since we do have one more game ahead of us, we're gonna head into a small, quick break. And when we come back, of course, the last match of Season 2 regulation, AYN against Estonia.
Go big, go boom, with guns of boom. Like the sound of big booming 4v4 friend fragging action? We'll fix you up. Go big, go boom, with guns of boom.
Lešik, butik, jau viss ir redzēts. Killer, tas viss ir redzēts. Skandāls, secret, viss ir redzēts. Creepy, crazy, jā, viss ir redzēts.
Pārsteidz mani, un tagad pārsteidz mani.
Lūdzu, jaunā Helio interaktīvā televīzija nomaina Lattelecom ITV. Televizors, tālrunis un planšete darbojas kā viens vesels. Tagad pārvaldi un aizraujies pilnīgi jaunā līmenī. Izklaide progresē. Helio.
Nobody said it'd be easy, but we took a train to the ceiling. And now I'm high on all of my feelings. Don't wake me up from the stream. I bought a one-way ticket to space. Let's get out of here. I heard Jupiter's nice this time of year. Out in the wild, find our eating. Let's stay a while, never leaving. Sound the alarm in my heart. Ah, we're taking off. Sound the alarm in my heart. Ah, we're taking off. Don't let go, I want your body around, all around, all around. Sound the alarm in my heart. Ah, we're taking off. Taking off. Taking off. Found you in all of the madness. I heard your voice in the static. Your skin on my skin like a magnet. I won't look down when we crash. I bought a one-way ticket to space. Let's get out of here. I heard Jupiter's nice this time of year. You turn my world on its axis. Out here where anything happens. Sound the alarm in my heart. Ah, we're taking off. Sound the alarm in my heart. Ah, we're taking off. Don't let go, I want your body around, all around, all around. Sound the alarm in my heart. Ah, we're taking off. Taking off. Taking off. Taking off. Do you need me the way I miss you? 'Cause I can barely. You're the one I can't deny. I wanna take you sky. Take you sky. Review, you have in review me. Stuck in the review, you have in review me.
told if we could work this out, they'd lay low. I'm cold, this fortune's running out, we'll stay tall.
Welcome back for the last time in this season 2. Of course, there's going to be some finals still happening in Suurhall 20th and 21st of October, but one thing that we have to say about the game that we're about to see.
My match of the week.
Yep.
Kinda went out the window. So for EU Estonia, unfortunately, some members were unable to show up for this match, and therefore it's actually going to be forfeited, as there's no point really of playing 3v5, and these things happen. We don't really know what the situation is. To my understanding, the players are not able to actually get in touch completely with one of the members of EU Estonia for several reasons. I'm just not going to mention the nickname.
A betrayal.
As it was described in a meme sort of frame, yes, top 10 anime betrayals. Essentially, cannot get in touch with the player, unbeknownst and the team has decided that they will forfeit this match. So apologies, and also, well, my match of the week kind of goes out the window, but this does, well, first of all, also quickly, a huge thank you for whoever is going to win any second or already has won in the Vault giveaway. But we will be switching over to the standings now to just quickly recap what actually went down in Season 2, what the situation is in the standings.
Let's start from the bottom. I think we have started from the bottom, just like climb our way to the top.
Yeah, that makes more sense. And of course, after the standings, the punishment.
The punishment. Oh, it's going to be so good. So, let's check it out. So, we know that Celtic, a team that we thought were going to have a lot of hope here in this tournament with the players that they had, with the roster that they had. First few games didn't go their way, and then, of course, I believe it was like week 4 or 5 that they disbanded.
Yeah. So somewhere around that time, they fell apart. They tragically didn't find any success really in this season. Like, they did have a lineup that was...
The first game was so great for them. I thought like, oh wow, Celtic, they're super good. They're gonna show us.
They played on Mirage and they were super aggressive on the T side, and I was like, okay, we actually have a game on our hands. And then afterwards it was just down the slope and therefore down in the standings.
Exactly.
Moving up though, we do have Aston eSports, another Latvian lineup that was quite promising.
Yeah.
But it feels like that even though they had players that have a tendency to become really good ones, and was already there sort of really playing a lot and having like individual success, it does, well, their team chemistry doesn't seem to be really there. It feels like either the communications are off or something is not really working out.
Yeah, it definitely feels like they're jumping into something that at the moment is not working for them. Like, I think if that team had maybe a bit more experienced in-game lead, or maybe a player who could grab all those together, then it could work out. But it was a new school lineup, I would say.
Yeah, like perhaps some sort of like an order enforcer. Perhaps there's just too much individual things going on for them, and therefore in the bigger picture it doesn't really fit in that smoothly.
Yeah, but they did have some great games, some great showings. Unfortunately, one more time, they are disqualified.
Yeah. For the next one team, currently in the 14th position and also out of this season, meaning that they will need to qualify for. The next one is going to be Skinlords Red. I will allow you to comment on that one.
Yes, exactly. So Skinlords Reds, I had such a lot of hope because I knew that a player there, Coldface, which I had a history with, he was the guy who introduced me to CS 1.6. I thought, oh, I'm going to see him because he was so good back in the day. And I thought, with that lineup as well, there were so many good players, and I thought like, okay, this can do something. But even with the firepower that they have, nothing was coordinated. There was too many single players as well, too many weird plays, like losing a few rounds, instantly tilted, and just like throwing the game very quickly.
Yesterday's game.
Well, I don't even want to remember that game in a way.
Yeah. So moving on, Team Red Eye, a team
I'm sad to see them.
Yeah, tragically, the very beginning of the season was very like on and off for them. They had some minor success, but it tended to fall back. They had good game starts, were failing to close out, or otherwise they were coming back into the game. But as soon as they were the momentum stopped for them, they were unable to come back into it. And only now, towards the end of the season, these final weeks is really where they've started to shine a lot more. And as I already said, I feel like. I think I said that about Team Red Eye specifically, is that I feel like they're what Žalgiris was in the first season. Like finishing off towards the bottom side of it, but yet again, this does show also off of the experience of Žalgiris that you can transition into this. Žalgiris also had the same thing, that towards the end they did start to play better than they had throughout the whole season. So I feel like there's definitely a good potential for this team, and I just hope they stick together and ride this one out, because in the long run, guys, really it pays off. So
yeah, most definitely. And they came into the qualifiers, and one more qualifier is probably going to be ahead of them. Yeah. So now the next team, Estonia. A mix which was early on described as a team that you can't really put them anywhere because it doesn't feel right where they are at the moment. But at the same time, you don't know if they should be higher, they should be lower, because there were some games where they showed a great promise, and there were some games where they were just running around the map.
You would see victories that you're like, okay, finally, it's on for them. And the next following week, it sort of falls apart, and then Well, from the side, it's really hard to judge. Is it because they're a mix? Is it because someoe's having a bad day and like the communications are off? Is the inner chemistry not there where required? Are they tilted? Are they not having like enough strats in their book? So it's a lot of unknown factors, and therefore it's really hard to judge. Today as well, they just had an unfortunate situation where they were forced to forfeit this match, the final match of this week, and hence the result. So I really feel like it's more probably about the team chemistry than anything else. But that's just my personal opinion. Perhaps it can be just a completely different story.
Exactly, it definitely can. But the story for the next team, Skinlords Red, was quite an interesting one. A team that did place second in Season 1. In Season 2, they were not here at all. They had so many bad performances. They felt completely lost, maybe overconfident. There's so many things that we can take in account.
Well, initially, see, here's how I see it. The very beginning of the season, they actually tried to win those matches. They went for those plays, and very quickly, when they were greeted with a team that was able to gain momentum, they, instead of breaking that momentum, most of the time what seemed to be on the side became tilted and were unable to come back into it, because they were starting matches off solid, playing off their teammates, and then throughout, as they started to lose more and more matches, you would start to see more and more individual plays happen, therefore less coordination, chaos on the map, and they were just picked apart till the end of the match.
Prelden leaving the team as well. The team issues were there were too many things just happened for Skinlords, right? And they couldn't for Skinlords, and they just couldn't deal with that. But then XGR eSports, one more time, a team that was almost at the same position in Season 1 is here again in Season 2. Would you say you saw an improvement for them here in Season 2?
In some aspects, yes. I feel like as individual players, they for sure have grown. I like to see that their fighting force is still with them, and they are still able to go to head-to-head pretty much with anyone in this season. Same as, well, last season they also showed that.
They definitely did.
You know for sure. Luckily, I don't. With the how many overtimes was it again?
6 overtimes, 34 to 32.
Yeah, that was the Season 1. So
yes.
My nerves were spared. But anyway, a lot of excitement was happening when we were following these matches. And again, XGR Esports also one of the teams that it's kind of hard to place. As brilliance in one game, catastrophic in the other one, and you cannot really understand
they weren't consistent
coming
enough
from. It's inconsistency. Like it's more like consistency is key here. As like even say in the again like taking Žalgiris as an example, whilst not having like super surprising success here in the second season, they stayed pretty much consistent throughout it, and therefore just placed themselves higher.
Exactly, that was the case. And now the team in the 9th place, Figueroa 5, one of the biggest surprises for me, at least in terms of what players we saw and how they grow, because at first we were calling them Aymant and the boys, because we only knew Aymant. The other the players were new to us, and then of course we saw how well Kaitz plays, how Wave plays, and all those players, they just
Wave especially has surprised me lately.
After the last few weeks, wow.
Kaitz was the guy that first showed up, I think, on their side, and then afterwards in these last few weeks, Wave... Like I remember at times I was watching this and I felt like I'm watching a completely different team than what it was in the beginning of this season.
Exactly.
So as well, for Figueroa 5, as long as they stick with this lineup, I still feel like there's potential there. I'm not entirely sure what would be the reasons behind why Kaitz lately has been so quiet. Perhaps other stuff like, real life stuff is still also a possibility. You never know what's happening in these players' lives, so perhaps something else is in the back of the head that's distracting them from the game. Might be also a factor, but in general, for Figueroa 5, also a team that I see good potential there. So
Definitely. The next team, AYN. I think one of the biggest success stories in Season 2. They were super quiet at the beginning of the season. They did go through qualifiers, but then in the past, I believe, like 3 weeks, they have been almost unstoppable and managed to climb from like 13th position at the 8th position, knocking down many good teams in their way.
Yeah, so AYN is a success story in that sense that they were able to show that as long as you take one victory as a confidence booster for you, and I really feel like that they just believed in themselves that they can actually do this now, because they've managed to secure a victory that for them definitely felt like impactful enough that the remainder of the team just these sort of victories, it just happens to you, and you feel like it just brings you together.
Yeah. Exactly.
It sounds kind of weird, and it's kind of hard to describe, but it's just a feeling that everyone has that, like...
It looked like that exactly happened, what you said, like, they grabbed the confidence together and...
But again, that just proves my point in saying that you really need to stick together through those horrible times where everything is like, everything's fine one day, everything's horrible the other day, and then in the long run, it still pays off. So, AYN were luckily able to step over that threshold, and therefore... where they are right now. And Happy Day is like great improvement, because I'll be honest, during mid-season I was like, I really can't see how they can get any higher right now.
Exactly.
And they changed my mind.
They definitely did. And then one of the biggest upsets.
Yeah, this is I don't know. Mighty Wolves, a team that started the season even leading the standings at some
like
stage.
Seven wins in a row, or at least 6 wins in a row without losing anything. They were at the top for 3 weeks.
Yeah, and also started to look like a very solid contenders for the finals, and then just stuff happened, man. Like
they kicked MSN. They in their original roster placed Viskas from Volsung, but for this season there was Flaric standing in, and as well we thought, okay, it's everything checks out, like Kakal Flaric, the old friends, everything should be working out, but it didn't. They did not show up. I believe as well, like for the past 3 weeks, they have
pretty
been,
much
like,
since
losing.
the moment MSN left. It's just never really
I
worked
believe
for
like
them.
the first and second game when Flaric joined was okay.
Yeah, those were still okay, but like starting from game number 3 after Flaric joined, it just never worked out.
Exactly.
There were still glimpses of them coming back into matches and so on, and they still snag a victory somewhere there in the middle. But for the most part, unfortunately, they lost. They were also still struggling and fighting to, just like 2 weeks ago, still even trying to stay within those top 4. And then afterwards, Auto Clutch and Not Like This were able to overtake. And
exactly.
It's just, all I can do is this. Like,
exactly.
I can't really say anything more. Just so bad.
Yeah, and as you already mentioned, so Žalgiris, they did manage to climb their way into the 6th position.
Yeah, so in comparison with the season 1, they are probably like one of the biggest success stories, because like they were playing under Baltic Elite there.
Yeah, at the end there were Žalgiris, yes.
They were picked up by Žalgiris, and now afterwards they managed to bring this over and
if
transition.
I'm not mistaken, I think they were in 6th position in season 1 as well. Of course, here in season 2 we did have more teams, but as well, I feel like towards the end of the season something was missing from them.
Yeah,
something just, and you really couldn't pinpoint it. So I hope that they will find it there in the end, as now they are showing. So at first they did win. Then at the mid they lost 3 games. Okay, it was kind of back and forth for them. The fact that they lost against Figaro 5 and Mighty Wolves, of course, did bite them.
Yeah, but then again, they did secure victories against Skinlords, EUS.
Not like this.
They had a very tight game with Volsung on Dust 2, 16-14. They lost that one, unfortunately, but that's an achievement in itself. Yeah. So, as I already said, definitely showing moments of brilliance, and I can finally say now that I and whenever you tell me Žalgiris is playing, I'm not thinking of a mix anymore. I'm thinking of a team.
Yeah.
Because those tendencies finally have started to show up. What I was blabbling about in second season here from the very beginning.
Yes.
It's not really there. It's not really there. What the coach is doing and so on. And then I think, if I'm not mistaken, was one of those Mirage games that we saw them firsthand, where I was like, "Whoa, that's a different team."
Exactly. Mirage and Cash was their playground, and then Not Like This, a team. Basically a meme in a way.
Still, whenever you tell me that name, it's just instantly an emotional roller coaster for me, because it's just like I've seen so many good things come out of them, and then just so many horrible things as well, and I still really don't know how to feel about them. I'll be honest.
Well, at the end there, with the addition of Kalinka and everything else, that team definitely did show up. They lost only 1 game there,
but they won against VazSports on Inferno.
They won against
16-5.
The only team to win VazSports in season 2.
The only loss that VazSports have are against the team which name is Not Like This.
Yep. VazSports can definitely meme themselves for that one, but I have to say, I think the roster change, and I think Kalinka was really big factor that made that team to make it to the 5th position. like them being in 5th position, I would never say it. And they had a victory streak. Oh my goodness. Against Figure of 5, against Mighty Wolves, AYN, Team Red, Aston eSports, and XGR. Okay, from these teams, you definitely can pinpoint like Figure of 5, Mighty Wolves, and AYN. Those were the tough ones. The rest should have been a bit more easier ones, but still, being that persistent.
Consistency is key.
Yes, exactly. Good job for Not Like This. And of course, now we have made it to the top 4. The top 4 that we are going to see in HyperTown, Tallin Festival, and Suurhall. Tickets on sale on HyperTown Pro. Check that one out. Auto Clutch. A team that today completely, at least for me, changed how I think about them.
Yeah, last time we saw them playing, I was like, I felt like, guys, you're gonna really have a hard time in the finals. And now today, playing against Lithuania and Dust 2, 19-17 victory.
Yep. Impressive.
It makes it so much more interesting, and as well, there's like so many speculations in my mind. Is Dust 2 now a map that they're going to consider to throw into a best of 3 map pool, or like what happens if they play against Lithuania again in the semis,
and
or even in the finals? You never know.
Yeah, and I definitely think that Autoclutch studied how Lithuania play Dust 2. Because there were so many similarities.
I think they tried to mirror them. I think they just wanted to give them like their own medicine. Yeah. To at least to a certain degree, not entirely, but with those lower tunnel pushes and impromptu aggression. Yeah. Nice. It was a very, as I already said after the first game today, just beautiful Dust 2 match. Exactly. That's what you want to see, and classically Dust 2 has been that map where you usually see like 16-13, 16-12, like 16-14, and now even overtime 19-17 here.
And I'm not checking against teams which they lost. All are understandable. They lost against VAS Sport, they lost against Volsung, they lost against Mighty Wolves, and there was still one more team that I didn't call Žalgiris. Yeah. All of those losses are in a way understandable. So there weren't any kind of loss. They were like, okay, what happened here? Why did they lose? Are they not trying or anything? This was really, a great like season from them in a way that they were like all the time around like from 5th to 8th place all the time. You couldn't really feel them climbing up there because they were like, okay, it's Auto Clutch. We know they play good. Yeah, they're okay here. They lose against tougher opponents. That's okay. And then they're here.
Yeah, well, like, if you have 14 teams here, and if like you only lose to 4 of them, inevitably you're going to be in the top. Yeah. So again, also for them, consistency definitely the key.
And one more thing for them as well, they only went into 1 overtime. This was the last time. Yeah. They never went into the overtime. I think that as well is like a sign of the team.
Yeah, you are able to close out the match. No shenanigans happening.
Exactly.
Very simple.
Exactly. Then in the 3rd place, we're going to have the only Latvian team in the finals. It's going to be Volsung. So Volsung lost only to Lithuania and VAS Sports. We kind of expected that to happen. That they're going to be...
Definitely was considering a possibility. I wouldn't really say expected. I really feel like they're on even grounds with either of those teams. Okay. Slightly perhaps depending on the map. Especially still having a bit of that overpass match against VAS Sports in the back of my head. Yeah. That was, sweaty palms watching that game.
Yeah, 1917.
1917 on overpass was against VAS Sports. And what did they play against Lithuania? Was that... that was Nuke. Yeah, I remember that one. 16-12 is where they lost. And still, like, pretty even.
Yeah, so, and as already I mentioned, we feel like at least... Maybe a bit biased, but their LAN performance definitely differs from what can they do online.
Yeah, I feel like LAN is going to be a different story for them. Better or worse, that's still to be found out.
And as well, and I think that they're gonna play with Viscus together, who is practicing with Mighty Wolves. So maybe some strats new coming into the hands of Volsung. Maybe some kind of new thing to. New point of view for them.
Well, I can't really.
Okay.
I'm gonna refrain from comments on that one.
Okay, yeah, but still also. So at the 3rd place, good job for them. And then of course we're going to see Lithuania in the 2nd place. So they were at season 1 as well. After they ended the season, they were at the 2nd place as well as VAS Sports was in the first one. Then VAS Sports didn't go for to the finals. They got in the first place, and here they're going to be in the second. So the same kind of performance as well. We did kind of see maybe some kind of issues here and there, but in altogether, on the situation, like the only problem for I believe for both of us was that game against Was Sports. 16-1 is a bit too tough scoreline to really call it that they have something against them.
I really think they played against Volsung after that match, didn't they?
We can check it out right
On
here.
Nuke?
Yes, after.
Yeah, so they played against Volsung after that match. So I really feel like they definitely took that Nuke as a learning lesson.
Okay.
Because as I already said, I remember it clearly on that match, they were schooled on Nuke.
Yeah.
And they definitely learned their lesson.
Yes.
The result is there. So for sure, now Nuke is also a map that I would be, well, unless you have something prepared, reluctant to pick against them.
Yeah, most definitely. They are a stable team. And then, of course, congratulations to Was Sports, who did one more time take the first position in
With
the
a 1
standings.
point advantage.
With a 1 point advantage, exactly, because Lithuania did lose there in the overtime. But the other thing as well is that Was Sports, the only loss against Not Like This, as we already mentioned, in every other game, we couldn't really say that they're not contenders for those grand finals and even, I dare say, trophy.
Well, already from day one, I really didn't have any doubts in my mind that they're definitely going to be in that top four. Like, there really was no reason for them not to be there. The only reason why they weren't in the previous finals was because they had just had other more important qualifiers happening at the same time. And they made the difficult decision of withdrawing themselves from the finals.
And this season, it sounds like everything I've read that they are going to be.
Oh, yeah, obviously. Like, if you have the second chance there, and now to finally go and show what everyone missed in your home turf. And there's actually 2 Estonian teams as well. I really feel like there's going to be a lot more people watching CSGO live there in the finals, being in Saku Suurhall.
Yep.
So also a lot of eyes on us there on stage.
Definitely. It will be such a great experience. Like, here, these all teams, what Outlash have showed us, you can't really count out anyone. Anything can happen.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, anything can happen. And today's Dust 2 game between Outlash and Lithuania also yet again showed it. And always LAN as well. LAN is a factor that, as I already said, judging from a personal experience, you can lose against teams you thought you're never gonna lose against, and same story, you're going to win teams that you thought you're never gonna have a chance at winning. So, LAN finals, these ones, like in comparison to the last season finalists, I feel like are going to be a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah. I agree with that statement. I definitely do agree. But of course, these are the standings of season 2. And talk about all the teams. It was such a great time here. I can already hear we just like going...
it's just, I feel it coming and I...
yes, you do. So, the story behind this is that every single week we did a prediction game where when one of us wins, they do a punishment to the other guy. And in total of these 8 weeks, I was the winner in the end. And we will get this punishment.
So while you are preparing the punishment, quick fun fact, Yakinder actually is now joined Pro 100 or Pro Stow, how you call it in the CIS scene. There's an HLTV article about that.
Okay. Yeah,
so what's gonna happen?
So what's gonna happen? I think most people know what I'm holding here in my hand. That this is a whipped cream. So we know that there's a thing called pie in the face, and since the pie was not here, we decided to go for this kind of...
I really hope it's whipped cream, because there's no labels on it. God knows what the hell is that thing.
Oh, it's good. It's good. I tasted it a bit. It really is good. So, you just say stop at some point.
Whenever you feel like it, bro.
Whenever I feel like this. Should I stop right now?
I'm a big boy. I'll take more.
Oh, really? I am kind of now making a mess of the table, but that's okay. Okay, so this is perfect. You want to taste a bit? It is really tasty.
I'm pretty sure I'll taste
just try to get it in your mouth as much as you can because
Do you want me
really
to?
good.
Do you want me to open my mouth for it? Should we stand like a bit here so it doesn't get on the microphone? Can we?
I waited for this moment for such a long time. This was already prepared before we like even started this season. We already talked about at the end we need to do a pie in the face. And when I won the first week, then you won the second week, and I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna.
This
be
is
the
still
guy.
about the dress, isn't it?
This is still about the dress, man. It's still about the dress. Okay, are you ready?
No.
You're not ready. Okay, so here it goes.
All right, bye.
Okay, so everything fell down, and this is now V here with the pie in the face. It's tasty, right?
Nice.
My goodness, we have made a mess over here, but I think it was worth it.
Really?
I think it's worth it.
It's in my eye and it burns. Oh, look, a big pigeon. It's the pigeon thing again.
My goodness, it felt good. It still feels good. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for tuning in every single day here on our stream. Remember to tune in for PUBG, for League of Legends. There's still something there to be seen. Of course, I'm MV. See you in Saku Suurhall in 20th and 21st October or here on this stream.
I am MV. Hey. Woohoo! See you Friday on PUBG.
Bye bye.
None of this seems right. What am I holding on to?
Cities are rising in front of me. I wanna hide it, want to go back to sleep. I wish I could rewind it. Can I rewind it? We woke up naked, like we're more than friends. We can go through it, can do it all again, like we rewind it. Like we rewind it. And I don't wanna know, I just wanna feel. We let it go, nothing is wrong, we make it real. Don't wanna care, just live and die. I see you there, nothing is wrong for you and I. Always somewhere else, oh somewhere else in mind. Always somewhere else, but still we can't rewind. Always somewhere else, oh somewhere else in mind. Always somewhere else, but still we can't rewind. We meet in the morning like it's a demon, but it's just something I don't believe in. Still we rewind it, keep on rewind it. Across the borders, beyond the city lights, a new horizon with unforgiving lies, but I don't mind it. Keep on rewind it. And I don't wanna know, I just wanna feel. We let it go, nothing is wrong, we make it real. Don't wanna care, just live and die.